apologize if you can't understand Southern. You may have a little difficulty understanding me, but we're going to try the best that I can do. Our facility is located in Hanover, Pennsylvania. As you can tell, I live in the Carolinas, so I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you a little bit. We're located in south central portion of the state. Clarity Way has been in existence since December of 2007. Kind of a little long story short, our owner himself is in recovery, and he took several tries to get it right. And he took the positive things out of all of the treatment centers that he went through and left away the things that he felt were negative and created Clarity Way from all of the positive. And this was just a change for him, and he gave up all his other businesses, and this is where he decided to focus his time. Our facility is located on 15 acres. To give you an idea of where Hanover, Pennsylvania is, we are about an hour and 45 minutes northwest of Washington, D.C. And we're close to Philadelphia also. So we can get to New York fairly easy, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and D.C. So we're in a pretty great location, even though we're very rural. Our facility has two properties. We have what I refer to as at the top of the hill and at the bottom of the hill. And at the top of the hill, we have 6 detox beds, and we have 23 inpatient residential beds. At the bottom of the hill, we have a freestanding home, and I don't like this word, but just to give you a visual, it's more of where your exclusive clientele may go. You know, if a professional athlete comes in, governmental politician may come in, they would go down at the bottom of the hill. So the price point is a little bit different. If you'll just look at the sheet, you can see what the price point is there for the two programs. So the executive program and the regular inpatient rehab program. Our general length of stay is approximately 42 to 48 days. We are private pay. We do work. We have someone there that will help as far as out-of-network insurance to see if we can get anything, give or take. We do work with a financial company. It's called Island Financial, and they have an agreement with us that they do 24 months, 0%. So they've got 24 months that if they need to do financing, that we can help them with that, and we outsource that, so that's not done within our walls. We have a monitoring program at discharge for anyone that would like to specifically be focused through the monitoring program. We stole a gentleman from the Impaired Professionals program out of the state of Texas who was monitoring their physicians. So he came over and implemented a monitoring program similar to what they do for doctors through Clarity Way. So we have a monitoring program that's very set up very rigid. We do have a recovery residence for male only. My understanding before me, there was one for females, and it just didn't stay full. So it was just a business decision to close down the female recovery residence. Some of the things that I found to be very unique as far as the program is concerned, and in past programs that I'd worked at, one of the main differences for me was the amount of individualized attention these gals and guys get. You know, I had worked at several treatment centers throughout my career, and, you know, lots of times you think about, you know, you get a couple times with your therapist a week, you see the doctor maybe once a week, and you just go to lots and lots of groups. They did this really backwards. You're meeting with the physician every day. You're meeting with your therapist in the regular program 10 to 15 times per week. And in the executive program, you're meeting with your therapist 20 to 25 times per week. So you're really getting a lot of intense one-on-ones there. So how do we do that? That's a lot of time. We have therapists there from 7 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So if you're detoxing and you don't wake up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you want to go to therapy at 6 o'clock at night, you can do that. So we have an abundance amount of therapists there. One of the things that our owner did is he wanted to make it, we're in 2013 and there are choices, and we, 12-step, I'm a 12-step believer, but 12 steps might not be the end-all for everyone. So he made a holistic approach, and then he made a 12-step approach. I have a different feeling about that. I was just raised in the 12-step modality, and that's just kind of my belief there. But if we have someone that comes in and they want to embrace 12 steps, we have therapists that just focus on that. If we have some that's really more focused in the mind, body, spirit, and they want to incorporate some of that, they can do that also. So it's not a forced upon. We realize that everyone is different, and what works for you may not work for you. So we made it that way. One of the things that we do also is we do work with many of the licensure boards in the states. We do the 96-hour observation evaluation that's mandated by the attorney board, the physician board. So if there is a non-compliant doctor, that we can do the evaluation for them and they can maintain their treatment with us, and we can work with the licensure board as far as getting their licenses back. We seem to pull a great deal of musicians. The lead singer of Blind Melon is a relative, and he created a music studio on our campus. And it's a full recording artist music studio. So we get some musicians in there that can continue to not only do music therapy there, they can continue to do a little bit of their passion in their free time, some writing and some recording. Our individuals get a 2-hour block per day that is just simply that, free time. And because we do get a high level of executives in that lower portion of Clarity Way, the executive residence, we have a boardroom set up in there that's with all technology, Skyping and whatnot. So if they needed to touch in with their business while they're in treatment, no one visually can tell that you're not sitting in your dining room doing a meeting. So he set that up that way, being a business owner himself. He had a hard time at some of the treatment centers when he didn't know what was going on in his businesses, because that was the bread and butter of his family. So, in that 2-hour block, if they wish to touch in with their businesses, if they own businesses, they can do so with permission of their therapist. I can't think of anything else. You have the handout here. Yes. Did someone say question? Okay. Any questions?
Question, please.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions again. You run 12-step and non-12-step in one facility?
Yeah, we give them choices. They have the opportunity that if they wish to embrace 12 steps, that they can go that route. And if they're really into more of a mind, body, spirit, holistic, we're going to encourage it. But if it's just something that, they've been to 3 12-step facilities and here they're in their 4th facility and they didn't get it, then, we're going to still continue to help them, and we may do a holistic approach. But you have to keep in mind, our guys are getting so many one-on-ones. If they're going to work steps, they're going to work steps in groups, but they're also going to work steps one-on-one too. So the personalized attention is what is able to allow that to happen.
And then another couple of hours, you said 2 hours to get on with their business and contact the outside. Is that 2 hours a day?
2 hours a day.
Thank you.
Yep.
On the monitoring program, it says light, 3,500, full, 50.
It depends on labs and blood work. You can do, like, they have your phone calls, your therapy session, and then if they can do that, or they can just do the blood work. They may not want to do the continued therapy. It may just be that you're, like some states, it's just a monitoring, boom, you've got 10 minutes, some lab company is going to show up on your doorstep and you go from there.
Okay.
Yes, Rick?
Between the top of the hill and the bottom of the hill,
Is there much difference in the treatment itself, or is it
No.
just the accommodation?
It's a lot of it's the accommodations. The bottom of the hill is contained, so there's a therapist there, a chef there. They don't even have to leave to go up the hill unless they want to use the swimming pools. That's really the only difference, is the swimming pools are uphill, but all of their therapy's done there, their meals are done there, the gym, their gym, they have all of everything that they need down here. Now, if they do want to integrate, just the easiest example is this professional athlete that we just recently got. He went to the bottom of the hill, and I flew in to greet him because I was the one that had gotten him there. And he's just said, I just want you to take me to the top of the hill, let me walk through, get it over with, because he was someone that he had the fear of people just looking at him and knowing who he was. Well, by day 2, he was out back playing basketball with people from the top of the hill and the bottom of the hill. So it's just so there are some, especially our Washington, D.C. guys, they don't want to go up to the top of the hill. They just want to stay contained down in the bottom.
More for anonymity or a lot of?
It is, yeah. Anything else?
Other questions?
All right,
Great job.
thanks.
Thanks.